Hey, what's up, and welcome to Zeb's Dead, episode 1. I don't even know for sure that that's what I'm going to call the podcast. But for now, that's what I'm calling it. If you found it, if you stumbled across it, and it was called something other than that, then that's how you know. Now you know why. What I'm trying to say is now you know why. I just got to work. I have a session at 2 o'clock. So I'm just killing some time before then. I work at a recording studio. Well, I own and operate a recording studio in Portland, Oregon, where we do mostly hip-hop music, but other stuff as well. We'll do pretty much anything. Of course, I use the term hip-hop fairly loosely. These days, it's mostly auto-tune singing, which is fine. It's kids, it's young adults trying to find their way, trying to express themselves artistically, and I'm here to sort of facilitate that for them. But like I said, I got about 40 minutes to kill before my work day starts officially. So here I am talking to you. I ordered some Massaman Curry for lunch, so I'm waiting for that to be delivered as well. So this is that sort of rare, peaceful moment in my day where it's just me sitting here waiting for things, hoping that those things take at least a little bit of time so that I have more of this moment. I don't have a lot of moments that are just, me thinking or reading, corresponding. I'm not doing any correspondence today till after my session starts. Some days I come in and I hop on the email and it's, responding and figuring things out and working things out and figuring out dates for things. And I don't want to do any of that today, at least not until after my recording session starts at 2, which I can record somebody and do correspondence at the same time. Like, I wouldn't consider myself a world-class multitasker by any means, but I can do that. I've got that down to a science. I can read articles. I can chat on forums or Discord or something like that while I'm recording somebody else. I'm kind of at the point now. I've been doing this job full time for about 14 years, and I'm at the point now where I've been at this point for a long time where I not only can multitask like that, I have to. When there's when the internet's down or something like that, and I'm just doing my job, just recording somebody, I can't take it. I need something in between. Then I'll have to play Scrabble or, Words with Friends or Trivia Crack or something like that, just so that I'm not focusing solely on my job, because my job most of the time does not require 100% of my attention. A lot of it is, once I get somebody's voice right, once I get my session set up, I got their instrumental in there and I have mic checked them, made sure that everything sounded cool. I hit record, then I'm hands off until they're done with the take. And sometimes that's, 10, 15, 30 seconds at a time. And those brief moments of me letting them record, I can just sit there and listen and stare at the screen, or I can get some other stuff done. So that I've learned to use my time in that way. So I'm getting more than one thing done at once, and it helps my sanity. It keeps me from burning out. I think, doing the job that I do. So, as I sit here waiting for my Massaman, I don't know how to say it. It's always spelled differently. Massaman, it's like kind of the yellowish one that has peanuts and carrots and potatoes in it. It's bomb. I usually get it with chicken or tofu, because I like the illusion of making healthy decisions. But the one I ordered today came from a place that automatically uses beef. So I'm trying it with beef. I don't think I've ever tried that before. I'm looking forward to seeing how that all works. They also didn't have it's this place called Ginger Pop. Popped up on Uber Eats. I don't know if they, I don't think I've ever had their curry. And they didn't have an option for how spicy to make it. So hopefully it's a good spice level. I like a little heat on it. You know what I mean? I like a Thai medium or a white boy hot. That's about where I'm at on my spice levels. I like it a little hotter than usual, but not a Thai hot. If you tell you got to know your restaurant. And at this point, I don't know this place, so I don't know what kind of spice I'm getting. Hopefully, it'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of just right. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. There it is. Just got the notification. Your order has been picked up and is on the way. So now we're in a bit of a time crunch. Oh no, this guy's coming from Vancouver. I got all damn day. Flying out tomorrow to Burbank, where we've got an Airbnb with my cousin Elijah, his sister Amanda, and my aunt, their mother Tori. We're going to spend a couple of days in the LA area. We're going to go to Disneyland, check out Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, head over to Universal Studios one day and do whatever they got going on over there. Harry Potter, I guess. They still got the Knight Rider car? I doubt it. That's probably old news. I haven't been down there since I was about 14, so I imagine it's considerably different. Little anxious about the trip. Okay, let's see. I'm not an early riser. My alarm clock these days goes off at about 9, but if I'm being honest, I'm snoozing that bad boy till 11 most days probably. I don't know if it's just because I don't live the healthiest lifestyle. I like to have some drinks at night after work. I like to hit the vape pen or take a little edible, get my my THC levels up a little bit, and chill. Watch some TV. I'm watching a show on Netflix right now called The Sinner, which it's got Jessica Biel and Bill Pullman in it. I don't know if it's any good, because by the time I put it on, my THC is kicked in, and once the THC kicks in, I'm done. Like I can't comprehend nothing. I don't know what's going on. So I don't know. I don't know if the show's any good. It seems like when it starts and the THC hasn't kicked all the way in yet, it's not bad. And then the THC kicks in, and all of a sudden, everything that happens in the show is ridiculous to me. So maybe that's not the show's fault. Maybe that's my fault. In fact, I'd be pretty willing to bet that it is. But we'll see. I'm pushing through. That's the Sinner on Netflix. It's not new. I think there's a new season that just came out, but the show itself isn't new. So I don't know. It's interesting. But anyway, I digress. Back to the trip this weekend. So I know for sure that my aunt and my cousin Amanda are early to bed, early to rise types. And I'm not that. Elijah, I think he's he can go both ways. He's a late nighter like myself, but he also doesn't mind getting up early. I've gone, God, it's been 17 years, 16 years since I had to be up at any kind of reasonable hour. I make my own schedule. I tend to work swing shift, so a swing style shift, I suppose. I work about 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. up until 9 or 10 p.m. Sometimes I go a little later. I have a couple other podcasts I do. Sometimes that keeps me later at work. But I get home at 11 or so, and then I need my few hours to relax. But then that next morning comes. I'm not getting up at 6. That's not happening. I might get up at 6 to use the bathroom, but then that's it. I'm back in bed. I'm back under them comfy, cozy covers, and I'm snoozing that alarm away until the last possible moment. So I have a little bit of anxiety going into this trip because of that. Like, I know that these guys are going to want to be up and going, which is the way it should be, because if you want to have a good day at Disneyland, you better get there early before it gets packed, right? That's so I guess what I'm saying is I'm looking forward to a weekend in LA, but I'm also apprehensive about it because I feel like my sleep schedule isn't going to be very it's not going to help, I'm going to have to get up and go, and my body's not going to be ready to get up and go because it's not used to it. And I'm not, I'm not 23 no more. 4 or 5 hours of sleep isn't enough for this old bag of bones. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I still plan on having a good time. This is the happiest place on earth, right? And it's Star Wars. Like, we got a new Star Wars movie coming out in a couple of months. This Galaxy's Edge has been running since early summer, I believe, June sometime, something like that. I guess I better just get out there and pull out my checkbook and just, like, I have a checkbook. Does anybody use checks anymore? If you still use checks, I don't know. I guess some people just still mail away checks to pay their bills. But there's so many other ways to do it now, man. Like, if you're in in line at the grocery store and somebody pulls out a checkbook, isn't that just like, come on. Just stick the thing in and put in the code and you're good. You can walk away. Fill out a form. Fill out some kind of questionnaire. Pay for your groceries. But yeah, I think Galaxy's Edge, I mean, they got a droid. You can build a droid. You can build a lightsaber. They have exclusive merch. Like, I could see myself going down there and dropping $500 on just shit that I don't need. And I don't want to do that. But then if I go down there and I don't buy some stuff and I come home and I reflect on my experience, I'm probably going to go, that was fun. That was a good time. I wish I would have brought something back with me. I wish I would have taken the time and ponied up a little bit of bread and brought some of that experience back home with me. Because that's what happened. I went to Italy in 2016 with the whole fam. The whole fam went. Parents, siblings, significant others, nieces, the whole group. It was fantastic. And I bought some stuff for some friends, a few things here and there, nothing major. But I got home and I gave away all the stuff that I bought for people, and I was left with nothing. And I was like, man, I should have got something for myself, sometimes you got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself as well as everybody else, I guess is what I'm totally not trying to say. I'm just saying I should have bought some souvenirs. So I'm going to try to play Disneyland right. I want to bring home something. I don't want to spend a bunch of money because it's a waste. I don't want to bring home a bunch of crap that's just going to sit there and clutter up my already more than cluttered up space and gather dust. I want to get something. I want to do something. I want to get something. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And we'll see if you ever find out, because I'm trying out a solo podcast. I don't know if it's going to stick. I don't know if I have enough to say to continue something like this. I do 3 other podcasts. I do a podcast that's about pop culture, TV, movies, that sort of stuff, comic books, toys, the whole kind of nostalgia pop culture situation. I have another podcast I do that's kind of technology based, where we discuss advances in technology, simple stuff, mobile devices, computers, laptops, anything, e-scooters, e-cigarettes, all that kind of stuff. And then I have a podcast I do with a couple of buddies remotely. One's in Japan, one's in Seattle, and we talk about the Seahawks because we're all big, huge Seahawks fan. I've been a Seahawks fan my entire life, or at least as far back as I can remember. I want to say maybe 1986 or 1987 is when I started really paying attention to what was going on in the NFL, and I fell in love with the Seahawks, and I've been a Seahawks fan ever since, and it's been a bumpy road. But lately, in fact, I would say going back to about 2003 or 4, so, 15, 16 years, they've been good enough that you can sort of expect them to win, when before that, it was almost the opposite. You almost expect them to lose. But there's also, I've learned this, there's a charm in being a fan of a team that doesn't win very often. Because then for sure you're in it. You're not a bandwagon fan. You know for sure you're in there because you're rooting for a team that you know is going to lose. And not everybody has that in them. But then also, the wins then become so much more enjoyable and precious. It's like we only won, back in, 1992, I think, the Seahawks went 2-14. And they were pretty bad from about 1990 all the way up to 98. 97, 98 when Warren Moon was there. And I have such fond memories of that period of time. And it wasn't because the Seahawks were good, because they weren't. They were very mediocre. But there's something about rooting for a mediocre team or a sub-mediocre team that the good stuff really sticks with you. You remember the great plays, the improbable victories, beaten teams that you shouldn't beat. It feels really good. So while it's good to be a fan of a perennial winner, like the Seahawks have been for the most part since the mid-2000s, but especially since Pete Carroll took over, you just expect them to win. And that's great. That's better. Don't get me wrong. But there's still a charm to rooting for a team that you don't really expect to win all the time. So yeah, I don't know. Seahawks, Star Wars, studio. I guess this will be the introduction to me, who I am, what I do, what I bring to the table. If you're interested, subscribe and keep listening, and I'll see about doing some more episodes in the near future. If not, hey, thanks for checking it out anyway. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and a lovely rest of your life. I suppose it's about time I get to work. My Thai food's almost here. So with that said, thanks for tuning in. Good luck. Godspeed. Thank you for listening.